Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Jagged Alliance 3. In the sequel of the legendary tactical strategy turn-based franchise, you can select from a huge cast of mercenaries, all with their own unique personalities, quirks and backstories. Then go out and explore the land as you meet new people, earn money, grow your team and ultimately make your own decisions that will decide the country's fate. Here you will also find a campaign that you can play alone or with friends in online co-op mode, control territory, train the locals, command multiple parties and defend against enemy forces in an alive and active world. You can customize your weaponry and even decide on the fate of the country in an open RPG structure. Honestly, I was really skeptical about the game's quality before the release, because sequels like that, especially after so many years, tend to flop, while most of them actually fail to live up to the expectations. And Jagged Alliance 3 wasn't anything like that. A very positive review score left by thousands of people proves that without a sweat. Minute of Islands. Here you are, a skilled tinkerer living with your family on an archipelago once inhabited by an ancient race of inscrutable giants. Their mysterious but vital machines festering in the underbelly of the island must be kept going or an almost forgotten threat will swallow all. You vow to restore the hidden engines in time, but is this truly what you need? With your powerful Omni-Switch, you go through story-based environmental puzzles and platform gameplay until you will regain control over the giants' machines. People on Steam are saying that the art direction is absolutely amazing, but also warn you that the game leaves a lot of loose ends after it ends. And don't play this game if you are sad or depressed, it's not for you. Also, you can try the demo version for free. Against the Storm. This is a roguelite city builder set in a gloomy fantasy world. Artistically, this is one of the coolest RTS city builder games I have seen lately, except one thing: here it never stops raining. And I hate rain. In my country, Lithuania, rain is always cold. Even in the summer and in any other season, it feels like an ice needle's piercing my puny body straight to the bone. Also, I wear glasses, so it's a thing that's really hard to love. Anyway, here you are, a pioneer sent into the wilds to establish and manage new settlements inhabited by smart beavers, lizards and humans. Your goal is to survive long enough and gather the valuable resources necessary to rebuild and upgrade your city. It's the only safe haven against the Blightstorm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. Faeria. Are you bored from Gwent and Hearthstone? No problem, try Faeria. Here you'll find enough content to keep you entertained for hours. Basically, if you like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, then you may very well like the deck building aspects of Faeria. Game involves tactics as well as strategy, since it uses a hex board which makes it stand out from similar games. Also, graphics and style will blow you, well, at least your mind. Game used to be free, but now it's not. It got a lot of negative reviews because of that, but don't worry, the game is still great. It's just not free anymore, and now it even has very positive reviews on Steam. I can only guess that by monetizing the game, the message Faeria is trying to send us sounds like
"Stop being poor" or something.
Well, that's rude, Faeria. Wow, just wow. You can't say that to people. Let them be poor as long as they like. Wall World. This is a mining roguelite with tower defense elements and a very affordable price. Here you'll explore procedurally generated mines and discover fantastical biomes, find resources and technologies and purchase valuable upgrades, fight off hordes of aggressive monsters using your mobile base and roam the world freely day and night in various weather conditions, find traces of the others and boldly mine where no man has mined before. The game has a really fun concept, beautiful art style and reminds me a bit of a Dome Keeper, another beautiful indie game. People on Steam are saying that the game has a great replay value and a bit of a boring ending, but this game is the journey, not the destination. Dredge. The setting of fishing is nothing that I actually consider a fun thing, but Dredge is not just a fishing game, it's a fishing game with a twist. After dark it becomes a Lovecraftian fishing game. The world around you is teeming with creatures from the void, and when the night sets in, our worlds collide and cosmic horrors enter our realm. Not as scary as your ex-mother-in-law, but still terrifying things. So ideally you want to return to a harbor before the night sets in, so you won't become a dinner for some malevolent demigod of the depths. You can also dock in some safe location and sleep during the night. Of course, it is easier said than done, because the game uses a very cool time management mechanic. If you do nothing, time doesn't move. Like for real, if you just swing on the waves and admire the horizon, you can stay like this forever. But when you start sailing, the timer starts ticking, and at 6 PM Lovecraftian madness starts to settle in. This is a wonderful and honestly kinda relaxing game. Well, except when you go into mangroves. Oh, it's not relaxing at all. Anyway, the game game is absolutely 10 ColdBeers out of 10. A must-play. Cult of the Lamb. More than 90% of a positive review score is not something you may easily ignore. You know, you may ignore your coworkers, you may ignore that nasty pimple on your nose, you may even ignore the fact that you earn the same amount of money as in the last year and the inflation is making you poor, but you can't ignore potato salad, boobies and Cult of a Lamb. Because here you will be thrown into the role of a possessed lamb and must start your own cult in a land of false prophets. You will venture out into diverse and mysterious regions to build a loyal community of fanatical followers and spread your word to become the one true cult. Also, you will have to destroy the non-believers and defeat rival cult leaders to absorb their power. And potato salad. People on Steam are saying that this game is unbelievably fun, has great art style and is really addictive, just like a real cult. Carrion. You will take control of this cute little creature that just wants to go home, and you will learn as you go that the more healthy food you eat, the bigger you get. There are all kinds of food in this facility, you won't be going hungry. But remember kids, that sometimes to be the fattest in the class is not the best for your health. So this game teaches us that if you have eaten too much, you can just leave your innards and be slim again. Carrion is a great game which will teach you that no matter how you look, you can always look worse. Enter the Gungeon. This is a bullet hell dungeon crawler following a band of misfits seeking to shoot, loot, dodge roll and table flip their way by reaching the legendary treasure. The gun that can kill the past. Imagine if you had one. You could kill your stupid decision to become whatever you are right now and become a doctor of ding-dongs instead. Be famous, have many fans. It's not too late, you know, you can still change everything. Anyway, you'll select your hero or team up in co-op and battle your way to the bottom of the Gungeon, surviving a challenging and evolving series of levels filled with dangerously adorable bosses. The score is overwhelmingly positive, so you can't go wrong with this one. Katana Zero. This is a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring instant death combat. You may ask, who will be instantly dying, you or your enemies? Well, that is a matter of your skills. If you suck as a gamer, you know the answer already. So here you'll slash, dash and manipulate time to unravel your past and leave the trail of blood and intestines everywhere you go. The pace of the game somehow reminded me of Hotline Miami. Super fast action where you will have to time your attacks perfectly or, you know, you die. People on Steam are saying that the only bad thing about this game is that it ends. Gris. Here you will play as a young girl lost in her own world, dealing with a painful experience in her life. Probably someone put a slice of pineapple in her potato salad, and she can't recover after that.
Oh, the horror.
So as the story unfolds, you will grow emotionally and see the world in a different way, revealing new paths to explore using your new abilities. Here you won't encounter any enemies, there is no danger or death. And just look how beautiful this game is. The art style is absolutely stunning. People on Steam are saying that not only the art, but absolutely everything in this game is great. Music, gameplay, and even the story will leave you gobsmacked. And it's not so hard to believe in those words. Just look at it. There aren't many things that are as beautiful as this game. Well, except boobs. Sorry, Gris, you lose on this one. Monster Hunter Rise. This is originally a Nintendo Switch game released back in 2021. Now we have this action-soaked game on Steam as well, and this version is obviously upgraded to meet our expectations. You will rise to the challenge and become a hunter, explore brand new maps and use a variety of weapons to take down fearsome monsters. That's what developers say, but I would change the word fearsome to airy-fairy, because those monsters are anything but fearsome. Although they are beautiful, I can't deny that. Each monster you hunt will provide materials that allow you to create new weapons and armor. You can also upgrade your existing gear so you can go back on the field and hunt even more airier and fairier monsters and earn even better rewards. Of course, all of that is presented in 4K resolution with ultra-wide monitor support and unlocked frame rate. Even with a discount, the game is a bit expensive, but you can try the free demo version on Steam. Far Lone Sails. This is a vehicle adventure game where you travel across a dried-out ocean following the tracks of a once thriving civilization. Through an array of roadblocks and hazardous weather, you need to keep your vessel going. While doing that, a lot of questions are circling in your mind. Where will this journey take you? Are you the last of your kind? What happened to the ocean? Will you taste potato salad ever again? Will they finally make another Edge of Tomorrow movie? Can we, with the help of AI, make more Firefly series in the future? And why, when you drink 1 liter of beer, You piss out 2 liters of piss. I guess if you crack the latter, the Nobel Prize would be yours without competition. So it's only you, your machine, and the big nothing. Far is an art from the big A. True fart, if I may say, but in a good sense. My time at Portia. This is a fun and relaxing RPG, a great open world game with an incredible amount of stuff to do. It is similar to Stardew Valley, but has more depth in it. Literally because it is in 3D and figuratively because it is bigger in general. And this is the best game if you just want to relax. Here you arrive in a weird post-apocalyptic new town named Portia, to inherit your father's old building workshop and spend your time restoring it to its former glory. It's definitely not a game for a serious RPG lover, but sometimes it's just good to relax, catch some alpacas, build some experimental devices, and even go to a dungeon to fight giant rats. Definitely a game for the whole family. Death's Door. Here you control a crow, some kind of bird Grim Reaper. Suddenly your assigned soul is stolen, and you must track down a desperate thief to a realm untouched by death, where creatures grow far past their expiry date and overflow with greed and power. Well, this place sounds like a parliament of every country. You will have a vast array of melee weapons, various arrows and powerful magic to overcome a fantastic bunch of beasts and demigods. The land is full of twisted inhabitants and countless secrets, just like Parliament. Anyway, here you'll experience a somber yet darkly comedic tale, uncovering the secrets beyond the flow of souls, the role of the crows, and the origin of the potato salad man himself. Well, probably not the latter, I'm just kidding.
Or am I?
Shadow Warrior 2. Here you'll find an array of over 70 lethal blades and explosive firearms to overcome the demonic invasion. Become a whirlwind of steel and blood with razor-sharp katana, short sword, crescent blades, and hand claws to unleash a hellish symphony of firearms to decimate your enemies. If I had one word to describe this game, it would be potato salad, because potato salad is great and so is this game. It is worth all your money even without a discount, although the game is quite short, but
Geriau jau vieną dieną karaliaut, negu visą amžių vergauti.
My friend Pedro.
This is a violent ballet about friendship, imagination, and one's man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path. The strategic use of split aiming, slow motion, and the old stylish window breach create one action sequence after another. If I had to describe this game in one word, it would be fluid, intuitive. Well, that's 3 words, but I was never good at counting. Anyway, this game is pure carnage with amazing features like time slowing and killing enemies with a frying pan. People on Steam are saying that this is a platforming Max Payne, although yellower and with Adidas tracksuit. And you know, Pedro, it's not you, it's a talking banana which makes you commit murders. Great game. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This is a massive, challenging action RPG that drops you into a vast open world full of different creatures and characters. The game was a bit underrated when it initially came out, but over the years Dragon's Dogma regained its glory. I've heard that the second part is in the works as well, but the release date is rumored to be only in the year of 2025. Dragon's Dogma shares its open nature with the games like Horizon and Witcher 3, but has more strategy and more dynamic fights. It's a tougher game in general, but if you like to explore the open world and love fantasy games, you will probably like this game as well. Gamers are talking that this is an underrated gem that is a must-play for every open-world RPG fan. Dying Light Definitive Edition. This is a great deal which includes the full game and a huge expansion with a new story, vast original map, and a customizable buggy to drive. Also 2 additional game modes, 2 additional quarantine zones, exclusive weapons and outfits. The game has an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam, and that makes at least 95% of all players happy with their purchase. Anyway, here you'll have to survive in a city ravaged by, obviously, zombie virus and freely roam around basking in its unique atmosphere. You will also use parkour skills to jump or climb buildings and reach remote areas. But the most dramatic shift in the world comes at the sundown, as you change from a hunter to a hunted. That is a terrifying experience, and you would never leave the safe zone at night, but the best quests and rewards await you only when the darkness falls. Also, if you are used to taking free games from the Epic Store, you may already have it, so check your library. Hotline Miami. A game where you shoot things while listening to amazing music. What could be better? Well, probably a lot of things, but let's not dive into our fantasies about a bowl of refreshing potato salad or, you know, things that we cannot afford. But you know what is the thing almost everyone can afford? Come on, don't say anything about my sister. I mean, everyone can afford this game, or to become my supporter on Patreon, or here on YouTube. Alright, I know, that was a nice try. Anyway, Hotline Miami wouldn't be this good if not for the music. The atmosphere it creates along with the carnage on the screen is the best kind of symbiosis I have ever seen, although be ready to press R to restart, over and over again, so keep in mind that it is hard, harder than you can imagine.
That's what she said.
Nobody saves the world. When an ancient calamity reawakens, who can save the world? And the answer is nobody. That's you. You are nobody. Not in real life. In real life, you are an awesome, beautiful person. Never doubt that. Now, subscribe. So here you'll master the art of transformation to become a slug, ghost, dragon, a horse, or someone else. Like an egg, for example. Actually, here you'll find more than 15 distinct forms you can become of. You can mix and match abilities in unexpected ways to unlock and complete even more challenging quests. You can explore a vast overworld on your own or with a friend online. This game is not only beautifully drawn, but it's kinda crazy as well, just like your sister. Resident Evil Village. The story is set a few years after the events in Resident Evil 7. The all-new storyline begins when a man and his wife start living peacefully in a new location, free from their past nightmares and horrors. And just as they are building their new life together, then, you know, stuff happens. Otherwise, it would be a love story, not a fantasy story with horror elements. Village is one of the coolest games ever, with an atmosphere creepier than your neighbor-in-law.
Wait, what? That exists?
I don't know, I hope not. Also, this game is not a pure horror game as you can imagine. It's really not that scary, it's just creepy. And overwhelmingly positive reviews are here for a reason. This game is fantastic. Also, you can play the free demo version on Steam. Paradise Lost. This is a beautiful walking simulator with great graphics, breathtaking environments, and an interesting story. The plot of the game unfolds in an alternative past, where the Second World War persisted for 20 more years, only to end in flames where the Nazis launched nuclear missiles on most of Europe. In the aftermath, the heart of Europe remains shrouded in the mystery of complete destruction and deadly radiation, inaccessible to the rest of the world. You play as Shimon, a 12-year-old boy who just discovered a massive Nazi bunker while wandering the barren, nuclear wasteland of Poland. Sadly, players are saying that the game suffers from a variety of bugs, like stucking between textures and having triggers that don't trigger, but that does not happen for everyone. For example, I have played the game when developers gave it to me on launch day, and I didn't encounter any of those in about an hour of my playtime. Airborne Kingdom. This is a sky city builder where you grow a unique town among the clouds, build housing, satisfy needs, and grow your clan. Maintain lift, balance weight, and be careful not to run low on fuel while you fly it across a wide open landscape which changes with every playthrough. Search for resources, find lost technologies, and discover the fate of the ancients. At the same time, gain allegiance with the ground kingdoms and help them find artifacts, construct monuments, and build trade routes. Your guidance can propel an era of harmony, but knowing you and knowing me, we will probably crash into some thriving city and kill thousands of innocent people instead. Maid of Sker. Set in 1898 and based on the haunting story of Elizabeth Williams, it is a tale about a young woman imprisoned by her father to stop her from marrying the man she loves, so you have to save her. Gameplay is focused on story exploration and no weapon survival tactics. Oh, those are the most scary ones. A 3D sound-based AI system is the core survival gameplay mechanic. Hide, run, creep, trap and distract are some of the techniques you'll need to master to survive enemies with super hearing. As you progress, enemies become more difficult to avoid, to the point where standing still and holding your breath is the only option, not for the faint-hearted, that's a fact. And now, thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to subscribe for more Steam and Humble Bundle videos in the future.
Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye!